Okay, just gonna switch windows real quick.
Hi, Hayabusa.
Hey, Hayabusa.
Yeah.
All right, and now our screen's all yours.
Okay, I think I'm all set up here. Although that's not looking very centered. What's going on here? Oh man, I'm so bad at setting up OBS apparently. It's so weird. It's like, oh, I see. It got made too big. Yeah. Oh, sorry, everybody. Okay, so now I should be able to switch between. Um, well, nope, that's like, and like that's not quite working.
All set enough.
Oh, here we go. All right, okay. SDK view, documentation view. We're good. All right, so we were looking at the docs here. I don't think this was the page we were on though. There was a Twitter post or no, wait, it was in the Discord. They posted a link to it to the blog. Let me grab that real quick.
Yeah, yeah. This is like if you enter just the editor.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you could technically run a scene. Like I think you can still create a, or you can just go to like the GitHub, download the template. Maybe I don't.
Oh yeah, I created a theme. I'm just trying to make sure I can find where we left off as far as
Oh yeah. Oh, like in
the avocado and stuff. Yeah. Installation guide maybe. Preview your scene. Maybe it was coding essentials. No. Okay, here we go. I found the avocado. Okay, so download this 3D model of an avocado in GLTF format. Okay. Oh, I don't know if this part's showing up on my screen. I guess not because I'm sharing specific windows, but let me switch back to the VS Code window, and then at least we'll see it show up in my file system, I guess.
Yeah, from Discord we just see the visual
Yeah.
code, which is fine. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. So we created a models folder,
Right.
just right at the root level with that source folder.
Yep.
And then we moved that avocado in there. Cool. And then we hid that setup UI. For anybody that doesn't know, if you can comment out a whole line by just doing control backslash forward slash, whatever that is. It's
Yeah,
like
right.
question mark
Backslash.
or command on a Mac. So yeah, quick way to comment out a whole line. Okay, so now if we run the scene, we should be back where we left off. Oh, except we didn't copy in the code for the avocado yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, this was the code I was thinking was looking kind of strange. And just so I can like maybe show you guys why, I'm gonna find the same example from SDK6. Yeah, it's like perfect example. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen.
We see. Yeah, why is it giving you the red error for like the models? That's weird.
Uh,
We'll figure it out.
oh, I just realized that I don't think my screen is showing the right screen.
In Discord, we see the visual code.
Okay, yeah, it's supposed to be showing the documentation. Let me switch it real quick. Okay, whoops, I shared the source instead of the preview. Okay, so this was back in SDK6. First, you would create this entity, and then you'd add components onto that entity, and then you would add the entity to the engine, but this is like looking very different. So, oh yeah, we were gonna try to log out avocado to see if this is the same, if this is like an object of some sort, I guess. But let me see if we can find out how to even do that in SDK7, because that was what I was struggling to find. Let's see, this is debug and production.
Does not
Oh.
exist.
Debug and preview. The weird part is now you can't really always tell if you're in the SDK doc for 6 or for 7. You have to like look up the URL, and the SDK7 docs have SDK7 in the URL, and the SDK6 docs just have nothing. I wish there was a way to like limit your search to only SDK7 stuff, because this is going to be confusing. Now there's like 2 results for everything. SDK7 beta testing guidelines. Okay, here we go. Wait, but this brought me back to SDK6. See, normally it would just be log.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure what the difference is.
Yeah, weird. I'm gonna try putting SDK7 in the URL. Oh, that worked.
Did the test example say we need to put it in log? Like, are we trying to like why
Well, the example didn't work, so I was trying to figure out why it didn't just can just be copied in, and we're getting like a different result than the documentation is telling us. It looks like we should be able to just copy this in and see the avocado, but although I don't think God ever like refreshed the browser, and sometimes it does make you do that when you add like a new model or something. So we'll just try that really quick. Although this isn't a browser, so that wouldn't be very intuitive to people either. There's like no way to refresh in here, but you can go up here to open in browser.
I didn't see that. And that just takes you like to like the DCL start window.
Yeah, basically it just opens it up in whatever your default browser is. Okay, so now we actually like clear my cache and reload.
Yeah, that works.
And we'll see if we get this avocado in here. If not, that's like barrier number one that we need to fix. So somebody coming in is gonna be like, "Oh, I can't even follow the examples.
Right. I know.
It must be me, right?" It's like, nope, we can't even figure it out. All right, so no avocado. That's disappointing.
It really does look
Um,
like a step. No.
one. That's
You
weird. It keeps reloading on me. Interesting. Timed out waiting for peer identification. Oh man, it's like throwing all these errors and stuff. Let's switch back to the SDK window so you guys can see. Oh, that's weird. Well, we have this little green restart server arrow we can try. Rebuild everything. Circular dependencies. So, kind of seems like we shouldn't be importing this stuff up here like that.
What do you mean? Like it shouldn't be there, but
Uh,
I'm surprised it's like even in. Well, never mind.
right, because before we never used to have to import any of this stuff. And it was just kind of there.
Right.
And it seems like now it's causing these circular dependency issues having it in there. Uh, but maybe that's expected. I don't know. This is definitely a journey and a learning experience. So, oh right, there was this thing we had to figure out was there was that extra parentheses
Right.
that could trip us up. I'll see if that fixes it. All right, I saved. Nothing seems to have changed. Try running away and coming back, maybe. Oh, actually, this. Whoa, this is amazing. The scene does not
Go away or something.
unload. It just fades off into the distance. That's an awesome improvement. If that's something that SDK7 is going to bring us. But geez, doesn't help me for unloading the scene and loading it back in. I guess in this, which is what I was trying to do by running away. Hmm. I see to spawn. Oh, I like how the tooltips kind of fade in now. The old random parkour course.
I was gonna say, were those squares there?
I know I pressed E a few times to spawn new ones.
Wait for a sec.
Okay, so no luck with our avocado.
Alright, where are we going?
Okay. Wish us luck, I guess.
Sending over all the Mew energy.
And you're the SDK expert unknowner. I always come to you.
Yeah, I
Oh.
I play a part. I play the part well, right?
I mean, this is my first time seeing SDK set.
Yeah,
So,
me too.
oh, you too.
Yeah, actually, it is. So we're all experiencing this together.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I go back to this page. Check your scene preview once again to see that the 3D model is now there too. Except it's not. Oh, wait, there was also the capital A issue. Forgot about that. It's strange that when I'm hitting reload scene, it doesn't seem to be reloading the scene.
Or picking up on the avocado.
No, maybe if
No.
I close that and then hit run scene again.
Are we missing anything else to add on? Like, do we need like a no?
Um,
So before it was like const, right? We would make like a const.
yeah, that's just like a JavaScript thing to prevent you from reassigning it later.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, this is weird. Loading scene timeout. Loading scene timeout. It's giving me all sorts of
So this actually
errors.
reminds me of typical error.
This is weird. Still no avocado. Hmm,
Right, and you have no error messages either.
no.
Are we missing something like in the docs? Like,
I'm gonna see if we can do it the way we used to. Still.
sure.
I'm like lost at this point. This doesn't seem to be working at all. Okay, now it says entity only refers to a type, but is being used as a value here. So that's not gonna work anymore.
What if you bring in the entire avocado files? I think that's what Scott did. He brought in like literally everything.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, might as well try it.
We only have the GLB or
Oh yeah, I think GLTFs need all of the
that's probably why.
information.
Yeah.
They need all these texture files and stuff. That's a good call. Let's try to open it in the browser and see if we have any luck. Well, that's really strange. I can't even click in the window.
You just got big.
Oh, that might be an old window I had.
Find the docs too.
Still no avocado.
You sure you pulled all of the docs or all the files? I feel like he had more. Maybe.
There's a couple hidden ones that were in there that I didn't pull over, but
I don't know.
let me look. Oh, there's like a .bin file too.
Yeah, he pulled
Mm,
that in.
Yeah, it could, probably needs that. Oh, it looks like it's there. It's just hidden. Just gonna try pulling everything back in again. Okay, we can look at it in here now, at least. Oh, sorry, not sharing the right screen. I can see it in my VS Code now. But oh my gosh, this is really weird. I kept trying to type and it kept focusing my keyboard out of the window and
What was
back
that?
into. I was like trying to type and I kept moving, like unfocusing my cursor back into this window. Oh, look, it's an avocado. Finally. Okay, so that kind of worked.
Oh, there it is. What'd you do?
What did I do? I guess I must have just been pulling in every file again, along with the updates to the syntax and whatnot.
Yeah,
Okay, so we have an
beautiful.
avocado. Cool. All right, so I guess we can go to the next step now. We're officially unstuck.
Let's go.
That's good.
30 minutes later, guys.
That's right. Yeah. Uh, hmm. Okay, quick start. Okay, so the lines you just added, create a new entity, give it a shape based on the 3D model you downloaded, and set its position and scale. Note that the cubes in your scene all rotate smoothly, but not the avocado you just added. That's because a system named circular system that comes defined in this template in the systems.ts file is running. So let's take a look at that. Systems.
Let's find it.
That's weird that I put it over there.
Oh yeah, line 22.
So we got the bounce scaling system, we have the spawner system, and then we have
Yeah, line 22 is circular.
circular system. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So these systems also look pretty different than in SDK6. They had to be classes. Now they're just little functions, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So I think the way these will work though is they run uh, continuously every time the frame updates. So it looks like the circular system is designed to every time this updates, basically get the position of whatever you're using the system on and rotating it by, it looks like, just a tad, just rotating it up a little bit. Well, I mean, it's weird. It says up, but it's actually not up. It's spinning on its y-axis, right? So let's see what happens if we change this to down. It should spin the other way. Yep. What if we do left? I'm gonna guess it's gonna start spinning on its x-axis, but I don't really know.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah. So now it's. I think it's. So if we look at our little compass up here, we're looking north now. So I guess x is like. Well, how could this possibly be spinning left? That's. I guess from this perspective, it's spinning left. I don't know. Looking
I
west.
said in the chat that it's a beta bug.
Oh, thanks for the heads up on that. That's kind of funny. Cool. So let's see what else. So we have up, down, left, right. Let's see what else. And then there's backward and forward. And then there's all these other ones. 0, random. What do you guys think it'll do if we do random? It's like which?
It just
Oh,
bounce
it's kind of like spinning on multiple axes.
right.
It's kind of like twitching and tumbling as it goes. That's kind of neat. Cool. So yeah, basically that's how systems work. They continuously update your model here. Okay, so let's see what it wants us to do next. All right, so the system runs a function on every frame 30 times a second. The system in particular tells every entity that has both a mesh renderer and a transform component in the scene to rotate just a tiny bit once per frame. Your avocado model doesn't have a mesh renderer component, so it's not affected by this system. Well, that's kind of cool. You can now use these systems to target certain components. Kind of wrapping my head around that myself, so I'm not really like if I'm failing to explain it well. Um, Systems used to be kind of their own thing that ran, and you had to do all your logic inside of them. But it seems like now you can kind of apply systems to things that have certain components, which is kind of cool. Anyway, so I guess it wants us to add the mesh renderer component, or it's just saying if we wanted the avocado to spin, we could give it the mesh renderer component. So I wonder how we add that.
Lastrom said it looks like you no longer have to get the component. It's
I gotta read the chat more.
I got you.
Thanks, Mariana.
And there's not much more to the avocado example.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they kind of just drop you off here.
Yeah, good luck. You guys can figure out the rest.
Interesting. Yeah, so this is a good point too. So if we deleted or commented out the code for that circular system, everything would stop rotating. So that's one thing we can try. Fucking around, finding out. It is true what they say. All the cubes. I must say, it feels like much snappier so far. The SDK 17. Like I'm just spamming E, spawning these cubes, and man, it's like yeah, they're popping up everywhere. All right, so I guess another thing we could try is to see if we can add that mesh renderer component to our avocado. So if we're following this similar pattern here, I feel like it should be mesh renderer.create avocado. And then I guess we'd pass in any options that we needed. But I don't really know what to expect. So here we can hover over the method here, which is create. It's a method that exists on this mesh renderer. Well, it's not really a class. It is constant. That references an interface that extends. Oh man, I won't even go down that rabbit hole. But if we hover over this, we can see what it expects. So the first parameter is our entity. So that's avocado in this case. That's what we gave it. Second one is the initial value. It's not entirely clear what that means. Uh, as far as what value do we give a mesh renderer? I don't know. We'll just save and see where that gets us. Oh, and we have a randomly rotating avocado now. Cool. Just doing its thing.
Was that from the mesh renderer?
Yeah, so since we added a mesh renderer component, now that'll spin too.
Gotcha.
I wonder if, so I bet you we could also go back to systems and so it said that it was targeting, okay, yeah, so it's targeting and sorry, speech is difficult. Targeting entities with the mesh renderer component and the transform component. So something we could do is, if we didn't want to add that mesh renderer component to the avocado, is we could change this so that it's just looking at stuff that has a transform. So we'll just so I'm going to change get entities with so that instead of it looks like this is meant to get entities that have either the mesh renderer or the well, both of these, I guess. So I'm going to remove mesh renderer, so now it's only getting entities that have transform, but this is giving me red text here, and it's saying basically there's two things in this array. There's three things in this array, but it's expecting two. It's written really weirdly, but length of two in a zero indexed array. This is 0, so this is 1, this is 2, and it's saying two. It doesn't know what 2 is supposed to be, and that's because this mesh renderer is here. I think also. We'll just get rid of that. And okay, that seems to have worked. So now for okay, this code is kind of weird and it's like destructuring something. Kind of hard to tell exactly It's not very readable code. It's efficient, but not very readable, I would say. So it's looping though. So every time, it basically is going to take this array of entities that it found, and it's going to go through each one, and then we're going to have access to the entity and the transform that it found within this loop. So here it is getting the transform for this entity. So this would be an interesting spot to start to be able to log things out, because we could actually see the logic as it loops back through. It actually ends up running this code once for every object it finds, which
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good. You like kind of show those methods for anyone watching it. See.
Hmm. Oh, and it's also good as we're updating and refactoring code to change things like this. Like if I removed that mesh renderer, but
Yeah.
now I didn't update this constant, it's like entities with mesh renderer, but that's not what this is anymore. Now this is entities with transform. So always good to update our code so that it documents what it actually is still. So now we should be able to remove that mesh renderer from the avocado, and it should still spin because it still has the transform. There we go. So yeah, comment that out. Aha, it's so nice when I'm right. Despite this being my first time doing this.
No, you're doing great, Owner. You're doing great.
Thanks. I need all the encouragement I can get. I wasn't prepared to do this today.
Yeah, no.
Well, let's see. We'll make sure we follow the tutorial all the way first, and then I got some stuff that I kind of want to play around with.
Yeah.
You're doing great. Oh shit, I didn't know I was fucking unmuted in here. Oh fuck. Hi.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's all good. I haven't even heard you. You've been good at being quiet.
Oh, that's great. I'm a
Except
ninja.
for that
All right.
one really
Love
loud
you.
part earlier. That was
Oh,
man.
no. Okay, bye.
Kidding.
I have like one ear in the DAO call and the other ear in here.
How's it going in there? Is there anything exciting happening?
Yeah.
Cool.
Getting dramatic. And
I'll hear later.
should we hop over? Okay, so now it just goes to more tutorials.
Yeah.
Read coding scenes for a high-level understanding of how decentralized scenes function. For examples that are built with SDK, check out the Gorley Plaza repository that contains several small scenes, all written with SDK 7. Okay.
For the record of this recording, maybe we can talk about if there's any SDK 7 videos. Yeah, I know last from. I don't know if there's like any. I forgot if like KJ had anything, or could have sworn someone made like SDK. It'd be nice to like have it on a. There is. I feel like that's maybe where content creation should go. Like, is
Did
there?
you,
Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's fine.
sorry, you were kind of cutting in and out a little bit for me.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was saying if there's any SDK 7 videos.
I don't know if there's a lot, because since beta just came out, or just got released a couple days ago, we might be making one of the first ones here, fucking around and finding out.
Yeah.
So it looks like there's a lot of cool little scenes here we can mess around with. Enemy spawner is back. That's cool. That was something in the awesome repository. Let's see, you've got video streaming. It'd be cool to see if anything's changed there. The cube wave. Oh man, that's kind of neat. It would be interesting to see how that's set up.
You know what I would love to see on Nowhere?
Yeah.
Which is a huge miss in SDK 6 that they fixed in SDK 7, is triggering custom emotes on fake avatars.
Ooh, right on. Let's try it. Let's just dive right in. We'll see if we
Oh,
don't
I
have to
didn't want to interrupt you. I just was
No,
shouting
it's all
out
good.
if you want to try some other stuff. I know that would be a wanted request for most people, I would think.
Yeah, especially that's something we were struggling with over in Anxar, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of SDK6 can't do that.
All right, well, let's just fuck around and find out. I feel like I'm starting to get some of the patterns of SDK7 here. So let's try let fake avatar equal engine dot add entity. Oops. And then I guess we'll see if there's avatar shape still. Avatar shape, yay. Avatar shape dot create.
So we don't have to like import anything from like the repository. It's all in here.
Well, it is like kind of automatically. It sees that it's there and it's importing stuff automatically,
Yeah.
which might end up being more efficient because then maybe it only uses what it absolutely needs, rather than having access to all these other concepts that are possible in the SDK that maybe you're not actively using in your scene. So maybe we just figured out why it's doing this now, manually importing everything. No, just a theory. I have no idea if that's actually why. Okay, so this one, again, we're just passing in the entity and the initial value. So we're probably gonna have to give it a transform too. So we'll
It's
copy this
weird.
code here. Yeah, it's a very different structure here, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'll just put we'll see if this gives us anything. Oh, whoa, is that a huge avatar in the sky?
10.
Whoa.
Love that.
Oh, it says NPC. That's cool. Is it like on top of me? Whoa, it's gigantic. That's crazy. Maybe it got scaled up or something.
I wonder if you can
Oh
change
yeah,
the name now,
it's scale 10.
or if they like hard coded the fake avatar to always have a name of NPC.
Maybe this will work. Maybe the initial value is its name. Nope, the initial value breaks it. Huh, interesting. Maybe there's some options we can put into it, like PB avatar shape. That's funny that it's called PB avatar shape. I wonder what the PB stands for.
Peanut butter, obviously.
That's what we know it as, right? Like I can't unsee that. I can't understand those two letters as anything else.
Right.
Now we're gonna name our NPC peanut butter. Uh, hmm. Okay,
Let's
so
see.
it looks like it wants us to add more properties. So if we add a name, we have to also give it an ID, wearables, and emotes. Well, your ID is just going to be a blank string, and your wearables are just going to be a blank array, and your emotes are just going to be a blank array. We'll see if that satisfies you code do the God
I
thing.
wonder, yeah, I wonder if that ID is like specific, because the whole the whole like approach is data, almost serializing everything down to an array index. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that has to be dynamic, or you have to keep track of that ID, that it can't just be arbitrary.
Right, that makes sense. Oh, we have a little floating peanut butter avatar. That's kind of cool. Oh, so we successfully gave it a name. That's cool. Um, so I wonder if we can just. It looks like we can just put a string of emotes in here. Let's just find something real quick. I'm guessing it's probably URNs.
Yeah, let me go find one for you from the
Yeah, so
marketplace.
sorry, I'm in the process. I just took the long way of going to my collections page when I probably should have just gone to the marketplace.
No worries.
There's one we can try.
Well, yeah, let's try it out.
I guess we should give him some wearables. Maybe make him stop floating around.
Is he rotating as well with the avocado?
Yeah, because I removed the mesh renderer
Oh, it's still on the
requirement.
transform though. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we'll put the mesh renderer back so that it doesn't move our little dude around. Cool. Now he's an avocado man.
Nice.
Strangely, he's in the T-pose though, or that that our celestial being here is T-posed.
Yeah, weird.
I wonder if there's something we have to do to pose it. Hmm.
Not be upgrading from SDK 6. No, I'm kidding. Can't have our CPCs be T-posed everywhere.
Right? Oh man. Let's look at the avatar shape. Oh god, this is in the weeds. What even is this interface? Last right win element set component definition. Oh, TB avatar shape. Here we go. Now we found some of the stuff we can do with it. Expression trigger ID. Expression trigger timestamp. We can give it a body shape. Maybe that would unpose it. Oh, I forget the off-chain address for the body shape.
I posted in the chat for you.
Oh, you're my hero.
Yeah, this is all new information for me. I've not tried this kind of code yet. Looks like Scott is back too.
Oh, yay. Welcome back. Feel free to unhijack your Fafo whenever you want. We made it to the end of the tutorial. It pretty much just got us to this avocado being there, and then was like, you can look at some other scenes now.
Okay, I gotta take care of one more thing. I just I was listening to the tail end of the town hall. So yeah, I'll hop back on in the driver's chair in about I don't know, like 10 minutes. So
Cool. No worries. No worries.
yeah, be there in a bit. You're doing great, man. Keep it up.
Thanks. All right, let's see. Our body shape did not seem to work. Hmm. When in doubt, green circular arrow thing. Oh, peanut butter. We long for you to be more than just a transparent peel form.
I think you have to give it base wearables like
You
a
went for it.
head, yeah.
Because that's where the actual armature is stored,
Yeah,
probably.
if you go into that base class that you were in your avatar shape, the definition file, it has it commented out
Oh, cool.
To look like right there. Yeah,
Dude, I love you.
right back at you. And that image I posted of the Matrix, I literally, that's how I feel like when you and I program together.
Yeah, it's epic. Oh, this is for everybody that thinks I'm so great at SDK. This is why. This is how I got my start. Just fucking around and finding out with Lastrom and him having insider knowledge that, or just a different perspective on things that I was struggling with for 2 seconds until he unblocked me. Man, it's always good to have somebody around that can just help you get through the frustrating little what the fucks are going on.
I appreciate that. It's always fun, but we're still, what the fuck is going on with peanut butter?
Oh yeah, that we are. Hmm. Well, oh no, everyone wants us to keep the emotes in there. Could try adding like a old school emote. Forget if that's what it wants us to call it. At least something we're missing here.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing with like SDK 6 to 7 is I think they mentioned feature parity. And I know this is brand new, but having basically documentation around all of these new features that are supposedly equivalent to SDK 6 would be immensely helpful.
Yeah,
You know?
right. So far, it feels like learning it all over again, which is a little daunting.
Yeah, like, yeah.
I feel
This
like
is
once
how
you
it
get the
was.
pattern, if they could just document the pattern, because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not entirely clear.
This is like how me and KJ were doing back in when SDK was in private, when the normal SDK. It's like, okay, we have these example scenes. Now we got to figure out how to build stuff because the documentation didn't exist.
Huh. Well, I guess this is why we're beta testers. We get to influence what could be improved about the documentation, and from a like unbiased perspective, what needs to be fixed. I mean, already some like quick low hanging fruit is like getting rid of some of the typos and syntax differences. Like just to get the avocado to show up, we had to change A to capital A, and there was like this extra parenthesis there, which if I go back to that, it actually still works. That's funny. Getting syntax errors, but it does still work. So I guess we just had to pull in all the files earlier or something. Well, we're not getting very far with our avatar, huh?
That's a bummer.
Not PC. He's a not player character. Well, I guess it's already. It's a non-NPC, a non-player character.
I mean, yeah, this is why I love the new features and stuff, but it's like
Yeah,
the feature parity doesn't even work, or we don't know how to get to the equivalent of the SDK 6 yet. But that's all we're trying to do for right now.
yeah. Maybe we can look at some examples, and maybe
Yeah.
in one of these examples will have something that will guide us in the right way, the direction here.
Can I ask a quick off-topic
Sure.
question? Does anybody know, is there a full map view of the Decentraland parcels somewhere?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a grant project, right?
Genesis.city. Yeah, that's Malraz's. I'll drop it in the.
I think it's
in the
Genesis.city.
Genesis.city. Yep.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, and the mobile app. What's it called? It's the Decentraland mobile app, but it's just for browsing the marketplace, there's also a map option in there, and they just announced the view, the satellite view. So that uses Genesis.city. And Genesis.city recently announced incorporation with a state boundary layer, so that's kind of nice too.
And it looks like they've added it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm on the mobile client right now, and in the upper right hand corner there's like a stack, a layer stack. And you can oh fuck, it doesn't work right now. Maybe it only works on the other version. If you go to Genesis.city on the desktop though, you can turn off a couple of different layers there too.
Oh, this is interesting. There's some project in here that says it is meant to test the scene bounds checker system. I wonder if this is some new capability we have in SDK 7. I'm just gonna clone the project, see what it does. Let's see. I'm just gonna make a new directory, call it. Oh, actually, no, I won't have to do that because this is gonna, when I do git clone, this is gonna create that directory for me. I'm just gonna have to go one layer down into the file I did, or the folder I just created now, I think. Oh, weird, I can't find it. Oh, it didn't create it because it said that was not found. I guess I have to clone the entire Go Early Plaza repo. But that's fine. We're gonna probably want to go through some of these anyway. Yeah, sorry, just making myself a SDK 7 folder because I feel like this is going to be a thing that I have to do often. Like mess around with these projects and stuff. Anyway,
You're getting your feet wet.
yeah.
Hey, Noah, I have a question. I actually have not tried to install SDK 7 on my machine. Do you know if you're able to run both SDKs concurrently, like in separate folders?
Yeah, so they actually split it out into two different Visual Studio extensions now. So there's the one you have from before is called SDK 6 now, and there's a new one called SDK 7.
The
I'm not.
icon is exactly the same though, so I hid mine.
Yeah, the only way you know is if you like hover over it. There's this tiny little badge there, but it's barely. It's like not readable.
A better second question. Two parts. One, is it only available as a Visual Studio extension? And two, is the Video Studio extension better than having a browser preview?
That's a good question. I was actually just about to say I'm not sure if it's still using the CLI behind the scenes or what.
I still don't use the Visual Studio Code extension.
Mariana was talking about it earlier, last room, and it appears, at least on my system, my graphics card is just a 4 gig GPU. It's loaded a little bit faster, but I didn't get as deep been as Unknower has yet to really test it out, but I was kind of inclined to just want to do the DCL start and run it in the browser, but I'll keep trying this. I mean, that's my limited, spending 30 minutes with it.
I know, thanks. I
Yeah.
definitely would like to know if you have the option to run it
Well,
outside of the Visual Studio Code extension.
I've got mine up. I'll see. I'll find out
Cool.
right now.
Yeah, and I guess, yeah, I'd be curious because like wouldn't want to have to install or keep upgrading, downgrading, or switching
Mhm.
CLI packages every time you want to work on an SDK6 project versus SDK7.
Yeah, that'd be a nightmare.
I can tell you that I started DCL Edit, the Metagame Hub DAO project in SDK7, and at least the Unity the UI, at least the wrapper for it opened up. It was sort of hanging there after it, but that kind of answers a question about backwards compatibility. I know you don't use the DCL Edit; it's super
Cool
new,
though.
and it's not on the Mac. But yeah,
That's what sucks. Not on a Mac for me.
yeah.
It looks like
Yeah.
DCL start still works.
Oh,
Okay.
really? Okay, because I got an error while building my project. So
Oh, yeah, I haven't gotten that far. It looks like it's still installing dependencies, so I could have spoken too soon.
yeah, it says npm error missing script watch. To see list of scripts run npm run.
Oh, yep, same.
Well, let's try npm run.
Oh,
It's
now
asking me
it's
to go ahead.
SDK commands start is now what looks like the new. So I guess if you do npm run start instead of DCL start, it might work
Okay.
because that's gonna now run this new SD-commands start.
Oh, that looks better.
So it looks like there's a whole new CLI that's been installed for SDK 7.
So it's npm run start is the command?
Yeah. So in your package.json, you have this scripts object, and basically where it says start, that means
Yeah.
that
Oh,
when you
yeah.
do npm run start, it actually just runs this command, which is
That's the
SDK.
alias for it.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Right.
I see.
So
I see. Okay.
same with these other ones. So that's why you can do npm run start or this SDK-command start, and it should work either way.
So for those of you that are not privy to what specifically we're talking about, back to Mariana's question earlier, like, running DCL start, it was possible to, instead of having a version of the DCL Explorer run in Visual Studio Code, it would just start it in your browser. And my experience just with SDK7 and our previous Fafo sessions is that it works better. It's got a better performance. Yeah, so when you see there's a separate tab here on Unknower's, well, now he's got is that the browser you got Unknower?
Yeah, this is a
Okay.
weird scene. It's like moving things in and out of the scene bounds. But
Oh!
no, there is an avatar.
There's
change
the
here.
avatar!
Who is this? Is that our economist? No. Is that Hiroto-kai? It's like some kind of Easter egg. It only shows up for a little bit. Oh.
I just got a screenshot of it and I'll post it in the comments. You can tell me who it is.
Maybe it's just some random set of wearables. I don't know. I bet you can find out in this example though. Let's go look at the
There it is.
go look at the code here.
That's the
funny.
character. It's got a really cool looking robe. Maybe Hiroto-kai?
I think that is one of his, but maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of a different
It looked
one.
very similar. I think Jason Summers has the only one that that it
Yeah.
resembles.
Ah,
I think there was only it's a one of one,
Oh, cool.
and you'll
oh,
see Jason
it,
Summers running around in it, but it looks very, very similar.
cool. Yeah, so here's the stuff the wearables are applying to it. It looks like they're using the same um, method we kind of sussed out earlier when we were just fucking around. I don't
Mhm.
know why it didn't work for us before. Hmm.
Does the
But
ID and name have to be the same?
ooh, good question. Yeah,
I would
maybe
assume they would have made it a variable and put it for both, but I'm not sure.
What?
what?
Have you seen the who's the guy that draws the oatmeal that Jesus Cribbers? Did you see that that talk that he gave?
I think so. Is it the one? Is it the one? The JavaScript WAT? Or
Yes. What?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That is like the perfect explanation of JavaScript.
Oh,
The
yes.
the nana one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I love that one. I had somebody show me that in an interview once, and it was like the perfect like brain break slash reset.
Nice
Um,
icebreaker.
yeah, totally. He's like, "So have you seen JavaScript WAT?" I was like, "What?" Like, oh, you got to see this.
Okay, Noah, is this an L-shaped parcel?
Yeah, it looks like it is. What the hell is this? Oh, it's just yeah, Cthulhu Phaeton. This is amazing.
Clulu!
Oh man, this is full of Easter eggs, huh? Oh my gosh, somebody had fun making this scene. It's just a bunch of shit moving in and out of the scene bounds.
Is there anything in the logs like telling you inbounds, out of bounds, like what
Ooh,
objects are or
good
anything like that?
question. Good question. Let me see if I can. Oh, gotta fix my
'Cause, like
debugger
visually,
window.
everything that's in red would be disappearing and then
Right.
reappearing.
Ah, damn it. Gotta figure out how to get my debugger showing properly here.
Otherwise, if it doesn't, this scene's pretty pointless.
Right. Oh, there we go. Now we can see the debugger and the scene. Kind of.
What is the DevTools program you got there, Honor?
So this is actually built into Chrome or Brave browser, and it's like hitting inspect element. It's what would
Mhm.
normally come up if you hit inspect element, but then you also have the console, which shows you error logs and stuff that are getting spit out into text messages and well, text strings.
Is it
Uh,
just a function key like a F12 or what?
yes, exactly. You do have
Okay.
to open it in the browser to get the
Yeah.
functionality though. So that when you're in the when you're in Visual Studio, there's a little button that says Open in Browser, and
Oh,
it'll
there is.
Mhm,
Okay.
yeah. Or if you do DCL start, it defaults to opening it in the browser.
Okay.
So it
I
looks
feel
like we're
super
getting.
special because I knew that. I accidentally hit a button all the time and that pops up.
Nice. Oh yeah, sometimes some laptops or computers might have like a function key that adjusts your volume or something maybe, and you forget to hit function and you accidentally open up the DevTools.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that can happen. So it looks like we're getting some errors logged out here. Channel.play sound clip error, avatar.load failed with this array of wearables, and player WAT. That's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
because when the avatar loads, it loads off the L-shaped parcel, and you can see the red bounding box.
Hmm.
So that's just what I mean. Other than the fact that it's got no ground defined and it's in an L shape, that's what kind of made me think that it's an L-shaped.
Yeah.
Because were you the one that was asking about the boundaries in an AMA, or maybe that was a different discussion? I know
Uh,
somebody was talking about it's difficult to have the you know the 6-sided bounding box, and the answer came back, well, it would just be too many calculations, and then maybe it was Jenko.
Oh,
Just to,
because of spheres becoming cubes, basically, because of the bounding
yeah,
box. Yeah.
yeah, or in this particular instance, it was an L-shaped parcel, and trying to figure out um, the maths for that. Um,
Oh, right. Because if you had like an L-shaped GLB, it's gonna still have a rectangular bounding box that could go
yes.
outside the scene.
So then you have to break it up into sub-scenes and assemble it in
Right.
SDK.
Yeah, that makes sense, but it's also frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a small use case
Yeah.
that, just deal with it. But anyway.
Yeah, I feel like it's always a good practice to kind of break up your models and make them as modular as possible anyway. So
Mhm.
kind of like like a solution to a problem that ideally shouldn't be had, but I don't know.
Well, just from like a creator standpoint, somebody that, is just now crossing over into the coding side of things, I can understand the desire to use a tool that I'm most familiar with, and for a lot of people that's been Builder. So
Mm,
to have to, if I create something in Builder and then I export it, then that's it. It's baked. It's cooked. Um,
yeah, that's a good point.
so to make it in modules, I'd have to have, let's say, 3 separate Builder scenes, and then to compile or to combine those together, I'd have to use SDK. But if I'm only familiar with Builder, whatever. Yeah.
Mm. I think it's just like the models that have a bounding box, though.
Yeah. No, that's exactly it. And yeah,
But
just
still, you could create like a L-shaped model and not think. Yeah.
yeah, I
I
think
don't
that
think
it
in a
would be fine.
builder though you can do a can you do an L-shaped building in builder? I don't know if you can, right? Can you?
Hmm. You might be right.
No.
It
You
might
No,
can't.
have
you're
to
right.
be
Yeah.
square or rectangle.
Right.
It's too bad Canessa's not here, because I know she's got that 3x3 and she's broken that thing up a number of times. And
Yeah. I wonder how
she
that happens. If you own an L-shaped parcel and open it in builder, what happens?
Probably forces you to leave out the peninsula or something.
Yeah.
Huh. So okay, well now that we have this example, let's try to make everything stop moving. Like we've had too much to drink. Everything's moving. Everything's moving around.
Where did you get this sample scene on Nowhere?
Um.
Is it in
So
the tutorial
yeah, it was at the
or the
bottom of
docs?
the bottom of the quick start page.
Okay,
There was a link to here. Let me share the right screen here.
that's fine. I can
Uh,
find it. That's fine.
I just want to make sure everybody else sees it too if they're
Oh,
watching this
okay.
later or something. So after, sorry,
After
this is
the
actually
avocado.
that one was the actually the SDK 6 quick start. So make sure you're on the SDK 7 quick start by adding SDK 7 into the URL if needed.
Okay.
I just realized I'm not. You can't see my Windows URL bar. Let me fix that. Oh,
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't
good
fix that.
find. Thank you, Existence. He just posted Jason Summers in there. So
I'm gonna head out for a little bit. I'll be back, everybody. Nice chatting
Cool.
with
Alright.
you guys.
thanks
Yeah.
for stopping by, Lastrom. Take it easy.
See you, man.
Oh, Sinful, are you there? Come in, Sinful.
I'm here. I'm here. Sorry.
Check your backpack. I did some airdrops today.
Ooh. Let's see. Let's see what goodies I got.
I'm gonna drop the link to this
Oh, thank you, Honor.
SDK7 Gorley Plaza into the chat as well.
Oh yes. I got a whimsy top hat. Or the flower crown.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Thank you, Odd Job.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Oh, there's sound in the scene. I kept hearing this like weird little sound. I was wondering where the hell it's come from. I don't think you guys can even hear it because I have all my sounds muted. But oh, yeah, it was throwing me for a loop for a while here. It's like ice cream man music, like bells. Oh, there it goes again. Anyway, we do have a list of the wearables here. So if we want, we can find out what that robe is.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, you
He's
could
got
just
the Santa facial hair. That's funny. What it was. So it wasn't anybody in particular's avatar. It was just a random one that somebody threw together
Mhm.
here. Still fun though.
can look it up in the market.
Yeah, I'm gonna just for shits and giggles hop over there real quick.
Ooh, now I'm wondering because I asked this on Tuesday on the AMA or Wednesday, whenever the hell it was, about the being able to. Josh, are you here? Josh isn't here.
I am.
Oh yeah, there you are. You know how you were working to get the wearables to load in the scene, and I asked if it was possible to do that with emotes, and they said you can with SDK7. So
Nice. Cool.
yeah, or
Yeah,
at
when
least I
last
think that was
brought
the
that up,
answer.
I was. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I actually recalled that conversation whenever last one brought up bringing or testing to see if you could like test
Oh
So,
yeah,
it.
that was something
so,
the last one wanted to try out.
so during the, if you guys remember the Dorito build, didn't they have their emo on display, like doing the animations?
Yeah, you can export the actual GLB and bring it in that way. But I think that for what we're trying to do in the marketplace, it was giving us trouble because you can't like create an avatar shape and then dynamically apply wearables to it. So for something like a wearable display mannequin that can show anything that's on the marketplace, it wasn't working, I guess.
I
Or
see.
sorry for emotes. You weren't able to like
Yeah,
dynamically apply
yeah,
any emote. Same
yeah.
concept though.
Yeah, there was in the summer gala, Metaverse Fashion Week summer gala with Issa and Super Nina's yoga emote. They had a display there, and I think that's how they did it.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
they did it via GLB because it was also at Crystal City. Was it, Mariana? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Thanks.
yeah. The developer added it to the
Yep.
GLB.
Cool.
No, but just being able to add a line of code and then call it up from the repository, not the what's it called where all the wearables are. Is it a repository?
I guess it could be, yeah.
I mean, it's stored on IPFS or Arweave or where do they store those? I thought that was IPFS.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Anyway, to put a line of code rather than taking the GLB with the motion and then exporting it and then bringing it into the scene, having to go through that each time. Don't.
Yeah, I'm trying to so this is one way you can just disable a bunch of code instead of commenting it out. I just added
Mhm.
return here, and you can see it actually grades all this out. So I'm just telling it don't.
Mhm.
And now everything has stopped moving, and I don't feel like I'm walking home drunk.
Yeah, getting sick.
Yeah.
It's actually an interesting method to teach people, right? You give them all these it's like a table full of tools, and then you just have at it.
Yeah.
So by having all these things in there, you can monkey around with it, and yeah, it's just a different learning style. Like some students I've noticed do really well with an it's called the open parts model. Do really well with the open parts. Other people like to have a very, very specific set of boundaries and instruction list.
Yeah, that makes sense. Some people need more structure, and some people like just be spontaneous, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would definitely fall into the latter category. My mind is never able to focus on any one thing for too long, so
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and it's like follow the dopamine sometimes.
Right.
Cool. So I'm gonna try and give this guy this avatar an emote. We wanted to see if that was gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why it keeps, even though we've
Yeah, it
removed the
keeps
system, keeps flashing in and
teleporting.
out. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of strange.
Is the timer, does that have anything to do with it? I just saw something that said timer up on line like 40 something.
It definitely could be. Let's see. So
Nope,
we got
down a little bit.
parenting bounds,
There it is, right there. 32.
moving object. Okay. Oh, 32.
32.
Okay.
Timer. Delta time 0 to 6.
Hmm.
No, get mutable. I guess that has to do with it moving, the moving objects.
So one thing I'm not a huge fan of so far that I'm seeing is it used to be a lot clearer what a system was versus anything else, like an entity.
Mm-hmm.
Now that these systems are just kind of functions, it's not entirely clear how they're being used. So I can see that this is a system because I can see add system here.
Yeah, system, yeah.
But the fact that it's kind of thrown in this file with other things that aren't, I don't think are systems, like set as moving platform. I don't think that's a system. If it's like it's just a function that's like it's creating moving platforms. Oh. And I think this moving platform thing is like a custom implementation. I highly doubt this is like built into the
The code.
SDK. Yeah, it looks like it, so. This is something that's been defined as like a custom component. So this is kind of cool.
Uh-huh.
So this is something we can do now, I guess. I guess we've always been able to do this, but it was sort of done a different way because everything was so class based.
So
And
would this be considered a function then?
yeah, this is like a functional component, I guess you would
Okay.
call it. Um,
Yeah.
which it seems is how a lot of things are going these days. Components that are reusable tend to be stateless, so I guess you kind of try to design them so that you're passing their state into them rather than state being controlled inside of it. I
Mm-hmm.
get maybe that's why they're trying to move towards uh, functions rather than classes. Hopefully, I'm not
Interesting.
losing people with that, but um,
No, I got you. It's like you know, you're passing through a set of instructions to it, but then my mind immediately is going forward to is like, well, you have to have some definition of that container, right? So if yeah, sorry, no, I'm not helping add to the discussion. Keep going.
I see where I think I see where you're going. Is like, so what if we have to do logic on this stuff that we're
Yeah,
passing
yeah,
in, right?
yeah.
Um, and I guess the answer is it's handled higher up in the chain, I guess. So
Hmm.
you're maybe it's trying to encourage splitting out logic that changes uh, the
It's kind of
data.
like if okay, so I've done large production projects, and we have a content management system, right? Some sort of CMS or versioning control system, and it's like, how do you start organizing the data? I mean, to a certain point, it doesn't matter because everything's virtual and you've got aliases and whatever. But you need to start with some sort of a structure. Do you organize it by date, or do you order it or order it by color? What sort of categorization do you have it in? You just have
Hmm.
to start making a decision, and then that has ramifications down the road. And it's like what we were talking about earlier. Sometimes the decision it's really obvious to the person who's got the optimal decision path, who's been working on it for a month. But to
Right.
you or I that's just coming in, it's like, well, where the fuck is it? And it's not where you're not able to access or modify or manipulate the code or the data in an obvious way. So it's
Hmm.
just a matter of learning what that decision path is. And it takes a while. It's something like for a novice, it can take like 6 times as long as somebody who's an amateur or a professional or whatever experience level you want to talk about it. But there's that pruning that goes on in your brain, and we just don't really. Yeah, it's easy to not consider it when you're creating something because you're trying to get the thing created. You're not having that. It's what's called metacognition and trying to think about thinking. And
Absolutely. Yeah. These are all such good points. Don't let me stop you here.
no, I'm just whatever. You're just commenting out a bunch of stuff. Um, so you
Yeah.
highlight it, then you hit Control and then the // you get all that highlighted text to
Yep.
comment out. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm just gonna comment some stuff out so we can get it down to just the avatar shape and maybe figure out
Okay.
why he's flashing in and out still.
One thing I like about Blender is that they have that heads-up display that shows you what mouse button they're clicking and then what keystroke there is. So, yeah, I mean, as you're
Yeah.
continuing to do stuff like this, I'll just kind of give a play-by-play, just trying to think of the things that people are like. So, what's he doing right now? So,
That's
yeah,
a good point.
if you highlight a block of text, so go ahead and can you just undo that last one, unknower?
Sure.
Yeah,
Uh,
just I
and
mean,
then
you can
yeah.
just do Control Z, right?
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah.
Okay, so if you highlight a block of text, and then on Windows, if you do Control and then /, because / is the character that you do double /, and that's what comments it out. So you can read it, but it doesn't execute as part of the program.
Hmm.
So if you hold down the Control key and then /, that takes everything that's in your highlighted text box and comments all of that out. So,
Yeah.
and you were able to do that through code earlier, right? Where you just did the return command, correct?
Yeah, that was leaving the code in place, but it made it unreachable, basically.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
So you're
and
hiding
there's
it from the computer.
yeah, which normally is not how you would really use return.
Hmm. It's a hack.
Yeah, it is kind of like something I threw in for fun just to show people how that would work. Normally, how you would use that to kind of break out of a function if you hit some sort of condition where you didn't need to do any further logic.
Hmm.
So um, let's say we have a function that checks the color of something,
Hmm.
and um, the first line is like, is the color green? And we
Hmm.
hit that, and it's like, yes, color is green. Well, we're done. We don't have to do any more logic. We figured it out.
Hmm.
And then maybe it's like the next line is, okay, it's not green, it's the blue. And then kind of like you can optimize your code by making it so it sort of breaks out of functions as soon as it does what it needs to do.
Hmm. So
Um,
that would be just a customized if-then statement, and then chuck you out of the loop, the logic
yeah.
loop. Okay.
So, man, there's some really fun things we can do with return statements too. If you guys
Okay.
want to take a quick little detour into just raw coding land.
Hey man, that's what
Um,
FAFO's all about.
cool. I'm gonna comment some more stuff out, and
I wish
um,
13 were here. He would enjoy this.
so I'm just gonna create a new function. We'll call it function recurse, because this is a
Hmm.
common place where you would use a return statement is a recursive function. So uh,
So it recurs for those that are not knowledgeable. It just occurs over and over again. It keeps going through that loop until you stop it or a condition is met, and that causes it to stop.
yep.
Did I explain it correctly?
Yeah, so let's like let's say we'll count up to 10 with a recursive
Mhm.
function. We'll start with let counter equals 0. So the
Mhm.
first time we run this function, counter will be 0, and then we will do counter plus plus
1.
to increase it by 1,
Mhm.
and then we have to pass that number.
Counter.
We'll just call it count, I guess.
Oh, count. Okay.
And then we can basically say, instead of 0, we'll say let counter equal count or 0.
Okay.
And
So
count
the
is
2
going to be
vertical
a
pipes is
number.
the OR function?
Yeah.
Okay.
So now where we're at now is if we pass something into this function, actually, because this is going to be optional,
Mhm.
then whatever this is will be set as this
Okay.
as
Sorry,
the
just
count
just 1
number.
second. Time out, time out. So hover over count. I want to just point this out to people. So you see there, this is something that Lastern pointed out to me and I thought was really helpful.
Mhm.
So it's got the nomenclature and the syntax for it right above there. So parameter count, colon, vertical pipe, and then undefined. I mean, if you've done spreadsheets, that there's that feature there. So it's nice that this feature is there also, because it puts useful information right at where you need it at the point of decision. Sorry, keep going. So
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. So, okay. Then at the end of this function is going to call itself with counter passed back into it.
mhm.
So, and then we actually have to call the function from outside of the function, right? So we're going
So
to
that's
call
just
it.
saying, okay, I want you to start this thing, and then it goes back up there and starts
Yeah.
the thing. So why do you put it after and not before? It doesn't matter what order it's in.
Um, well, if technically if we put it up here, then we
Yeah.
haven't defined what it is yet.
Oh, okay. And
And
how did you move the text?
oh,
Did you hit
uh,
a command and then up arrow?
yeah. So it's Alt. If you hold Alt and then use your up and down, you can move a single line of text.
Oh,
Yeah,
that is
it's
so nice.
super handy. Man, this is one of the things that like I was a senior programmer and a junior showed it to me. So there's always things to learn.
This is my
We are
first time hearing of this.
See, yeah, it's like one of those amazing things that just I don't know, you just have that. You would never know it was a thing unless you saw somebody do it and asked, "How did you do that?" So thank you for asking how I did that.
mhm. We are all teachers and we are all students.
Absolutely. So
Okay, so please continue.
right on. So we do need a way to see what counter is at some point. So
Okay, so you're
whenever
defining that here. You're saying let counter
yes,
be
counter,
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
The first time we run it, nothing counter. This count will be undefined. So it's
Yep.
seeing that this is false. It will or undefined. It's going to um, use 0 instead.
Mhm.
Um,
And
so we
for
do,
those of you that don't know, the vertical pipe is next to the shift key. It's if you hit shift and then the backslash, that's your vertical pipe, at least on my keyboard.
oh yeah, on mine it's beneath backspace above enter. And this counter plus plus is the same
Mhm.
as doing counter equals counter plus 1. It's just like a shorthand. And you can also do counter minus minus, which is
Mhm. Counter
doing
minus one.
counter
Yeah.
equals, yeah.
There's like
So,
logical and or logical equals and all
mhm,
that sort of thing. And yeah, you use it a lot, so they just
yep,
put that in a lower level of the code. So it's good to have.
right. Yeah,
Right.
like another way of doing this, it could also be this counter
Mhm.
plus equals 1. So
Mhm.
you're setting it to this be added to whatever the original value is.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay, so we do need a way to see what counter is. That'll help us.
That's the log you were talking about
It
earlier.
used to be so maybe they changed it to just regular console log because that's normally what it is in JavaScript. And
Mhm.
yeah, it looks like they just made it what you would normally expect it to be in JavaScript, which is actually kind of cool. I'm happy they
Mhm.
did that because that was for me kind of confusing. Like, why is it log and not console log?
Mhm.
Uh, so let's see. So right now this will run infinitely,
Yeah.
which should be interesting. Um, oh,
So where
And
does it show
yeah,
up in the scene?
so
It doesn't? You need to do the F13 or
it's
whatever to
actually going
do
to
the.
be in here in my
Yeah,
console. Look, we
yeah.
counted
Okay.
all the way to 5,286, and then it said maximum call stack size exceeded.
Well,
So
that's good to know the maximum
yeah,
size.
it's basically JavaScript running out of memory. So how do we stop this thing from just running forever, right?
Yep. You put
Back
an else in
to
there, or go
yeah.
ahead.
So we set up a conditional. So we say what did we say we wanted to count up to
Can't
10?
see what you're typing right
Oh,
now.
sorry.
That's okay.
I was setting up my overlays and didn't switch back. So yeah, we want to. This is what I was adding in here. Set up a condition that will return out of break us out of this function and stop looping through when we get the condition we want. So I think we said we wanted to count to 10. So if counter is greater than or equal to 10, because who knows, like it could go up to 11, and that'd be a bug. And I guess we could actually say if it's exactly equal to 10, then we return counter,
hmm Um,
and we
does the
could
counter
say
start at 0 or does it start at 1?
right now it's gonna start at 0.
Okay, because if you want to get to 10, then it needs to go to 9.
Yeah, or we could do this. We could start at 1, so that
Oh, okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
it depends if we want it to count to 10 starting at 0 or starting at 1.
Yeah,
So now we
that
could
was one of the
do
first things that I learned just in computer and languages and whatever is that you start at 0. Um,
yeah.
so
It's a
when you
weird
get to when you get to 5, that's your actual sixth return variable or whatever, and that just kind of freaked me out. But
right. Yeah, but it's a very common thing in programming, and I guess it's just
mhm.
because everything is based on ones and zeros, right? So
Yes, yeah, yep.
it's
Start
just
with nothing, and
yeah.
then
It
you add
actually
something. Yeah.
yeah. The idea of 1 actually costs storage for it to
Mhm.
even store the idea of 1,
Yep.
whereas 0 is free essentially. All right, so now let's save this thing, and hopefully it will stop counting up to or trying to count up to infinity before it breaks. Shoot,
Done.
my switcher is. Hey, look, it only got up to 10 this time.
Yay.
Oh, and this is interesting. It actually never logged out 0 because we, uh, if you see here on line 35, we added to counter before we logged it out. So
Oh.
it hit this. It started at 0. It bypassed this if block here because it
Mhm.
wasn't exactly equal to 10, and then it added 1 to counter. Counter became 1, and then it logged out counter.
Mm.
But see, this can cause a weird bug. Also, well, I guess now it won't because if counter hits 10, then it just returns counter right here. But yeah, I think that's kind of cool. Basically we call this function once and it runs 10 times
Mhm.
because it's calling itself. And yeah, I've always thought that was one of the coolest uses of this return logic.
Mhm.
But also, so if we do a console log, we can console log out the actual function itself.
Mhm.
And so return actually, when you run a function, it returns back a value, and that's why it's called return. So when we
Recurse, you mean?
console, yeah, or any
Or
function.
return is the fun. Okay, yeah, got it. Okay,
Yeah. So yeah. For another example, do like function um, call me Scott,
Hmm.
and it'll return hi Scott. So now if we console log recurse and call me Scott, it should say n and then hi Scott.
Hi, Scott. Okay, cool.
Oh, and it actually came back
Undefined.
as undefined. So
Because you didn't
interesting.
define call me Scott first?
I think it's because there's situations there are scenarios where recurse does not return a value.
Okay.
And maybe
So
it's
totally different from you adding that little message there. It's something else.
it's because we're not returning it, the function itself, I think. Can that happen? Recurse implicitly has return type any. Okay, so it just wants me to give it a return type here. would be a number it's returning. Okay, but now it should work. Yeah, 10.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh, it did 10 done and then 10. Oh, because that's the second thing you wanted it to do.
yeah,
Okay, return the
yeah.
value.
So
Then something.
it
Okay.
looped through this 10
Mhm.
times and then hit done, and then it returned 10.
Mhm.
So actually, why the reason it didn't, the reason it came back undefined for the first time is what the first time it ran all the way through this function, uh, it it ran itself again, but it didn't return anything. So it just returned undefined, even though it was actually still running, which is kind of weird. So when I
Okay.
did return, then it knew to return the next like iteration, the next loop of this function. I don't know.
Yep.
Recursive functions are so weird. I hope I didn't completely lose you guys by having
Yeah, I
fun
was
with
just
this.
gonna say, well, let's pause this bird walk and let's head back on the main path and
Yes.
let's try to you were commenting things out. Very cool. I mean, I think it's helpful to know some of the basics of programming and to get them in little snippets as we go is that's a good way to do it.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's go back to something we might actually want to build in SDK 7. Now that we're fucking around and finding out. I guess we could always look at another example project. What do you guys think hummingbirds is?
Flying little birdies.
That sounds cool. I want to try it.
I gotta dip out and go pick up my kid. But I will be back. Feel free to keep going as long as you like. I will be back to if you're done by the time I get back, I'll keep going because I'm still super excited about this. So
Okay,
see you in a few. Thanks a lot, Anor, for taking the wheel.
no problem. Yeah, I might have to
We're,
dip out
we're,
in
well,
a little bit here, but I'll keep going for now.
yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead, Mariana.
I was gonna say, I think I know you're going to the Angsar meeting, right?
Oh yeah, I probably should, huh?
That's in 30 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I should.
Just
Yeah. So we'll look at one more project here, example project. Then I should probably like take
oh,
care of
it's not easy.
bodily necessities like eating and
Yeah.
yeah, the stuff that gets neglected when you're having fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's look at another one.
Yay. Run scene.
Yeah, I have so much to catch up on with this. I was in and out.
Oh yeah, how did the town hall go over in Dowland?
From what I heard, it was the usual of questioning stuff and how committees are determined and whatnot.
Fun. Yeah, sounds about par for the course.
It goes on and on and on and on and on and
I mean, the updates were pretty cool. Like, I think if I remember correctly, the first one was the AI avatar, the AI code one, right? Simple, maybe. I don't know.
not sure.
Yeah. Also they show the Decentraland Studios or like the whatever verified partners showed up. And there was one in the middle. I just couldn't remember what it was. What was the second one? Simple. Ugh, don't remember. Oh, the taxier, the content. That one's really good. Honestly, we should really not we, and the idea of that someone should create a SDK step by step, similar to what Taxier was doing, like their I don't know, Decentraland, not media kit, but their booklet.
Wouldn't be a bad idea, especially since like SDK 7 is here.
We fill in the gaps of missing steps.
Man, this scene is taking a really long time to load.
So let's say we wanted to update the SDK docs, would it just be like a pull request, in some sort of GitHub?
Yeah, I think so. It's in a GitHub repost somewhere. Let's see. I think there might be
I remember
link.
like me posting this somewhere at some, but I don't.
Oh yeah, so if you go down to the bottom of any given page, there's actually an edit this page button
Gotcha. And then
or a link, and that brings you to it looks like it brings you to whatever the markdown file is for that particular
gotcha.
article. Yeah, and then it
Fork
says
it in.
fork this repository, but I think you could also clone and then make a branch. So yeah, it looks like the repository is Decentraland slash documentation.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could
Look at that.
clone it, make a branch, and then you would push your branch up, I guess, and create a pull request. Or you might have to, maybe they want you to fork it and pull request that way. Not really sure. Because they might limit who's allowed to push branches up here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Good thing to note in the video if anyone wants to write
Yeah,
down.
totally. All right. Let's see why this isn't working here. It's trying to load something.
Sinful, are you a SDK expert?
What's up?
Are you a SDK expert by now?
Listening to Unknower, I'm striving to be.
Yeah, right. And if only I could be like 1% of unknown.
Oh, please.
If only I could be a 0.0001% of a knower.
You all have 100% of the value that I have, just in different ways. We got this little hummingbird scene. I don't really know what it does, but oh, there's hummingbirds. There it is. Found one.
It hums.
It hums and it birds.
Like making music. Oh, there's some audio. You can practice with the audio sounds.
Yeah, probably. Let's see. I don't think I have my audio working on my stream.
Oh yeah, no.
I could probably fix that. Let's see.
That works.
I think VS Code just doesn't have audio.
Are you screen sharing your entire screen or just sharing VS Code?
So I'm running it through OBS right now. So, but it doesn't look like it's coming up on my desktop audio. So I'm thinking VS Code just isn't actually making noise, and I have to open it in the browser.
Mm.
But I also got to make sure that, well, it doesn't look like you guys, anyone else's voice is coming up on my desktop audio. So hopefully nothing's gonna loop back for you guys, for everybody. Sorry, I'm trying to untrain myself from constantly saying you guys in a group of multiple identities. Yeah, sorry.
My reference is a you all.
Just don't become too aware and accidentally be like, you people.
Oh God, friends is a nice gender neutral term.
Friends.
Although I guess Southerners had it right a long time ago, just calling everybody y'all.
Right.
It's easy enough. Oh man, for some reason this scene takes a really long time to load in the browser. Well, it takes a long time period. Took a while in VS Code too. I just want to hear the little hummingbird sounds. I wonder what the button does. Oh, it shakes the tree. Cool. Oh, neat. Oh, it does make noise. It's just. Oh, can you guys hear that?
Does it like make or duplicate more hummingbirds? Like it
Oh, it does.
makes a family of more.
Look at them all. Oh my gosh.
Kind of cool.
That's fun.
And no, we don't hear.
It's okay. we can
Oh yeah,
pretend.
Yeah.
there was no hummingbird noise. There was just like a plunk when you took the tree.
How come we don't see any trees around this? It's like it's like a miss, guys.
There's so many little hummingbirds. Oh, it's weird how they all move at the same time.
Technically, you can switch out the GLB and make be flying muse.
Don't tempt me. I have the GLB.
Maybe for education educational purposes.
Okay. Yeah.
We're going there.
She made me do it, Sin. I'm sorry. It's strictly for educational purposes.
Replace.
Oh man, I just gotta find where I put it now. I think you sent it to me on Discord.
Which constant is it? Is kind of see it in first view.
What, the Mew?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Found
it's
it.
on our Discord. Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
Is it a cat?
No, it's a Mew bubble.
Oh. That'd be cool. All right.
So let's see. We're looking for hummingbird.
Oh, there
Not
it is.
GLB. Here we go. Oh, doesn't look like it actually made it in there. Oh, right. I put it in the wrong folder. Put it in my other Fafo folder. One sec here. Too many folders. Icon has Mew bubbles.
See what happens. Maybe.
Oh, not yet.
No Mew bubbles.
That's unfortunate.
Hmm.
Well, I wonder what else. Stop it.
Maybe it just didn't load in yet.
Or maybe it's like, oh no, never mind. Yeah, I mean, all you have to do is just change the GL. You shouldn't have to like change or make another entity or whatever.
Right. In theory. That's
Right.
what I was thinking too. Maybe if I try to open it in the browser. That's just going to take forever to load.
Well, I guess for educational purposes, challenge for hummingbirds. Be a hummingbird.
Oops. Maybe it's just not positioned right or something. The hummingbirds might have a.
I mean, I thought that the hummingbird has some sort of animation.
Oh, it has animations too. Maybe
Yeah, maybe it's like that.
like trying to call those, and they're not there.
Yeah. Rigged. Alright, no muse. Okay.
We got rugged by the rig.
You rug.
Oh well, it's worth a try. Oh, this is interesting. So this is bird.create has a waiting time. So we can adjust the rate of things spawning, I guess, or delay their spawning, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That's kind of neat. What is this? What is bird? Oh, okay. Looks like it's a component. Oh, I see. They just created a component that has this waiting time property on it. So that's not. I guess that's not something inherent to the SDK. Just something somebody decided to create and use. Anyway, I don't want to fry everybody's brain too much. This is like coding
Yeah.
can be such a information dump sometimes, and I feel like it's really easy to forget all of it if you're overloaded. So
Yeah.
I want to make sure everybody has time to ask questions, maybe go back and review anything that they wanted to revisit without, in a no pressure kind of way.
Honestly, it's totally an information dump, but it's cool because, like Scott mentioned earlier, like you get for me, like getting snippets of it and like preparing my mind for what I'm about to like jump into. Like maybe once just listening, and then the next time through, like I'll try it myself. You know what I mean? It really does help for sure.
Yeah. Even knowing that there is a solution or that certain problems exist and that they have certain solutions. You don't have to remember exactly what you have to do. You just you just remember, well, I know there's
I know it's
I remember
possible.
I remember fixing this before. It's somewhere out there. And then maybe at least that helps you figure out the right thing to Google, right? Because that's like 90% of programming is just finding the right search terms to direct you to the right place. Where somebody in the past had the same problem.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back on Nor if you need to head out.
Oh, appreciate it, man. I was actually just kind of winding down because I'm going to take a little break, I think. I
Yeah.
was just opening the floor up to anybody that wanted to ask questions on where we've gotten so far.
Okay.
Nobody else says anything, then I'll probably head out for a little bit. Oh,
Thank you so much.
thank you for hosting this. I was so happy to see this pop up on the events today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks to everybody who's here. I see Hayabusa has a bit of code in the comments. What is this for? Is it creating an avatar?
Yes. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that, Hayabusa. I
No.
haven't been watching the chat very closely. Oh, she's saying that works for her. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That I think Hayabusa's a her, right? Sorry, I'm not.
Yeah, Hayabusa is a her, yes.
Okay, just want to make sure I'm getting everybody's stuff correct.
I
Um,
appreciate you for
mhm.
asking. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just going off of Avatar blindly without making sure I put the information together in my head to remember people's preferred pronouns and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this might have been from a while ago. Oh, wait, no, it wasn't. It was from like 15 minutes ago. So yeah, I think that was working for us. That was what was creating that beardy guy in that example project. I think what something Lastrom did want to dive into is whether or not we're able to trigger emotes on avatar
Yes.
shapes now. And my ADD got me totally off track. I forgot to revisit that. So
Oh,
maybe.
that's okay. I can take the baton and give it a go.
Well, yeah, it seemed a little bit arcane. So
Good luck.
yeah, to say the least. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll just I'll grab like a sample scene, and I'm sure there's going to be questions from people here. So Hayabusa is typing.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let me share my. Oh, do I have? I need to turn OBS back on. Or no, I don't, because Sinful's streaming. I just need to share my screen. Okay.
Cool. Well, thanks again, Scott. I'm gonna hop off for a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Later on,
See
Noah.
ya. Catch you later. I know.
Okay. See you,
Thank
everybody.
you again.
Of course.
Take care.
Okay. So let me hide that.
Yeah, I'll have to hop off. And...
Okay.
All right, Mariana. Have a good day.
Mariana.
Don't push me away yet.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Don't go away. Sad.
I can leave in like 10 minutes, not right now.
But thank you for letting us know that you will be leaving us soon.
But yeah, no, I'm excited for the next one.
Next one is tomorrow. We're gonna do Blender. We're gonna work on we're gonna make a top,
Okay.
an upper body wearable for CBD. So we're gonna start that tomorrow.
Let's go.
What?
Okay, I am gonna get rid of that and then I'm gonna get rid of that. I think. Am I gonna get rid of that? I need to get rid of that too. Do I need a comma there? No. No. Maybe just get rid of that. Okay. Going back to here. Okay, so we know that this is incorrect, right? People help me out because I left like right after we started putting this in there. So if there's anybody that was here from earlier, I do know that there was one too many parentheses. So like this one needed to go away. And then it needed to be capital A because the asset is actually, you can see over here, avocado capital A .gltf in models, and there's the preview for it. Okay, so I am going to multiple default editors available for the resource. Configure default. Oh, yeah, that was up there earlier. Okay, I'm going to open up a terminal and I'm going to do DCL start. Oh, it's DCL. Is it run? Fuck. NP, yeah, it's run start. Okay. So I think I closed. Yeah, I closed the preview screen. Don't need this right now. This is where we are. Okay. So I'm doing this because I've still noticed that it's a little laggy or slow, at least on my system, to have the client run inside Visual Studio. That's why I did the DCL start, so it loads up in my default browser, which in my case is Chrome. I have it set up to Chrome because I also work with DCL Studio, and that's a middleware package that one of our community members created, and that only works in Chrome. So since I'm a beginner, there's probably a way to define where it's going to run. I don't know how to do that, so I just made my default Chrome. But before that, before I started using DCL Studio, I used Brave. I still use Brave, but Chrome is the default right now.
Lately, I couldn't get into the central and Chrome. Like it says, like my WebGL thing is, I don't know, off. So I've only been able to enter the central LAN in Brave.
Really?
Maybe it's like a Chrome. Maybe I have like a setting that's turned. I have this when I'm in.
So if you go to, yeah, let's take a look at.
Let me try out. I'm trying to like find like a solution for. Like I've cleared my cache like 1,000. Try to.
It's necessary to make decentralized browser may not be compatible. Have you updated
Oh, I have
it
not.
recently?
I have not.
Try that. Try that.
Yeah. Good suggestion.
Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on? Okay. So here's our sample scene with no cube. And no avocado. Did I comment out the cube?
Maybe you did. Your engines are.
Create cube. There it is. Construct a cube. Set the material color for. Huh.
We're in SDK 7.
Yeah.
Save the stuff.
Well, let's save it again. Maybe that's my problem. Oh, there it is. There's a cube. Ah!
There's avocado.
Mariana with the clutch.
I got you, Scott.
You totally do. Okay. So you guys have probably already seen this before. But oh my gosh. My poor.
It's like, give me attention.
Yeah. Well, she's very prey oriented. We have weather, which means we've got squirrels and bunnies running around us. So she sees them and she to go play with them. Play tag with her teeth.
Oh no. Has she ever gotten one of them?
Yeah, actually she has she's caught and killed 4 squirrels, 1 chipmunk, 1 vole or mole or whatever. Yeah, she's killed quite a few. She hasn't caught a rabbit yet though.
I'm convinced that Oliver killed a. I came outside a little bit after he died on the thing.
Turn on my camera. Okay, well there it is. And then what? Oh jeez. Yeah, who wants to look at my enormous face?
Full blast.
Okay, let's get back to brass tacks. And here we go. Okay. The lines you just added. Create a new entity, give it a shape based on the 3D model you download, and set its position and scale. Note that the cubes in your scene all rotate smoothly, but not the avocado you just added. That's because a system named circular system that comes defined in this template is in the systems.ts file is running. The system runs a function on every frame, 30 frames a second. I wonder, like if, we improve our frame rate, if we'd be able to come back in and refigure these, like have them go 60 frames a second, because 30 frames a second would.
Standard.
What's that?
It's a standard rate.
Yeah, no, it's a standard refresh rate for video.
I mean, the eye can't tell anything that moves faster than 10 frames a second, but still, you can perceive fluidity, right? Anyway, I'm just trying to think, like, future compatibility. Would I be able to change that frame rate to 60 or whatever?
Yeah, like in the TS.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's look. Let's take a look. This system runs okay. This system in particular tells every entity that has both a mesh renderer and a transform component in the scene to rotate just a tiny bit once per frame. Your avocado model doesn't have a mesh renderer component, so it's not affected by this system. If you delete or comment out the code for the system, all entities stop rotating. Well, let's look. Called system.tx. That was one of it. Circular system. Okay. Import, bounce scaling. Where's the next? Okay, so engine, add system. So if we come in here, comment that out, save it, come back over to our preview, and then it has stopped rotating. It still spawns though, because that system is still active. Okay. Okay.
Well, hey guys, I need to hop off for this other call, but I'll be back.
Okay. Thank you, Mariana. Thanks for all your help. Bye. Coding scenes for a high-level understanding of potential function. Oof. Okay.
What you working on?
Oh, we're Fafoing STK7. It's sort of like a unboxing. It's the first time a number of us have come in and just fucked around with STK7. So we have it installed in, and we're just making our way through the document. Earlier there was unknown here, and so was Lastrum, and they were doing all sorts of cool stuff. But now the rookie is back in the back up to bat. So that's what's going on. Have you spent any time with STK7, Madamus?
No, not yet. Just a lot of reading and keeping up on all the release notes and a little bit through the documentation and some of the migration guides. But yeah, I'm gonna try to set it up now. Actually,
Okay.
Might as well try it out.
So I'm just trying to think of. You'll probably breeze through it, but we already we hit a number of roadblocks just getting through this first bit of quick start, install and whatever. Yeah, it's mostly straightforward. But yeah, then you get another one of these little icons on the left that says Decentraland SDK7. I hid the other one. They're both still installed, but I don't want to start working in 7 when I want to, or start working in 6 when I want to be. That's why. And
makes sense. So there's a separate extension in VS Code for 7. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So here, there's SDK7. It's got a little, I don't know what you call it, a little badge. The badge is a different color, but the actual icon, it's so small you can't even see it. But if you do the hover, then you. But yeah, there's both. for examples that are built with SDK7, check out Go Early Plaza Repository. That's what I think Anor is to. Yeah, okay. So, oh, Madamus, your mic is still open. There was one that had an avatar. Is anybody out there in the audience that remembers that Anor loaded?
In the chat, it looks like he linked the one you're looking at, Gurley Plaza, DK7. But I don't know if that was the one he ended up opening.
Scene bounds, thank you.
Oh, okay, this has a whole bunch of them in here. Nice.
Okay.
I want to try out the attach to hand functionality. That seemed really cool.
Ooh, okay. That looks fun. Okay, just get Plaza.get, is that what it is? Did I click on the wrong thing? Scene bounds, okay. It's called this one thing here, but when I click on this, download it. Yeah, okay. Oh my God, look at all that. Holy shit. I should have put that in a different place. Fuck.
Oh yeah, did that pull down every single sub project too?
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that.
I don't know why they did that, because you can't just clone a single file. You have to clone the whole project, so
That's
the
okay.
only way to get it all anyway.
Yeah, so can I just do this? I should be able to do this. That's not going to work. Shit. How do you move a directory? Here. Because make directory work. SDK7 scene template. SDK. So I'm going to go to Okay, and then here is where I'm going to put this. Okay. Scene bounds, okay. So why didn't it open that? Select folder. Open. The current folder does not contain, okay, open folder with an existing project. That should work. Okay. src index.ts. There we go. Okay. Now we want to turn off all this nonsense. Really, all we want is the avatar. So gigantic meshes, don't want that. Audio, don't want that. Text shape, don't want that. I don't know what the height check is. I better leave that. Okay. So there's the avatar. A regular shaped mesh. Oh, that's a good idea. Copy the code snippet I had into the avocado scene. Yeah, I totally could do that. Why don't I do that? I'm just going to come up here and copy that. Thank you, Hayabusa. Okay. There we go. wouldn't be a Fafo without like 5 crashes of Discord. Okay, thank you, Hayabusa, for that assist. So I'm going to hit Control and period. Oh, doesn't have any suggestions for my update. I do that. Okay. And then we're going to save it, and we're going to come back over here. Oh, yeah. Let me close some of these shells. New terminal, and then start. Because I closed it because I wasn't going to use that particular one. Bye, KJ. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, yeah, and it's not that. It's not DCL start. It is npm run start. Should show up here in a little bit. This keyword is equivalent to undefined at the top level of an ES module and has been rewritten. Where does it? How does it call for this? Oh, I want that up here. Okay. I do not know what it's talking about. Hi, Boost, you going to be able to show up tomorrow to the Blender modeling Fafo? There is our avatar. Okay. Hey, hey, looking fancy. Okay. I'm gonna be. I want to just play around because if I'm gonna have it do an emote, I want to be able to see the legs. So I'm gonna grab a different wearable. So I'm gonna go to the market, and all I need is the earn, right? The URN for that. Yeah, looks like it. Okay, so let me go to collectibles. Let's see, what should we dress the character in? Here's my market browser. Well,
Put a couple uniques on it.
What's that?
Put a couple of one of one uniques on it or something.
Cool. Yeah, let's do that. So let's go to the filters, and fuck, I just want unique. How do I turn them off? Did I turn them off? is
Yeah, that's
red.
right. That's on.
Okay, okay, thank you. My colorblind ass is having a hard time. Okay, so let's put this top on.
You can use the URL. Yeah, the contract
here?
ID, and then yep, that's the first part, and then the 0 is the second part.
Okay. So I just don't know what any of these things are based on the collection. So whatever. Let's do this. I'm just going to add it here at the bottom. What do you think, Matic? B2, and then that, and then colon, and then 0. Okay. I'm assuming it doesn't matter what order I put it in. But let's try to find out what these things are.
Yeah, the ones at the end might end up overriding parts from the previous, so if you put them at the end, you might end up with what you want. But
Okay.
I'm not sure. But yeah, otherwise you'd have to figure out which one's upper body, which one's lower, or just
That's okay.
remove all of them.
I'm just going to do it this way. We'll just go fishing. Hey, look at that. It's wearing a bomber jacket, but it's got that other thing on it. So interesting. The bomber jacket isn't showing up. You know, because he's wearing that kimono or whatever that thing is. What? Why is the bomber jacket in there 3 times? Okay, I don't understand. But
Is the item ID at the end different? The screen got a
it
little
is.
blurry. Yeah, so
Yeah.
then that means it's the same collection, but there's different items in the collection, so each one of those has a different ID. So the contract is the same, but there might be a
Okay.
that's the whole collection.
Okay, so maybe it's the jacket, the pants, and the shoes.
Yeah, they'll all have different item IDs.
Okay.
But they're the same contract.
Okay. So I'm just gonna get rid of all of them. We're gonna clothe our own character all by ourselves. Okay, that's Santa facial hair. I don't really care for that, so we're gonna get rid of that. This next one, let's find out what this one is. I mean, we definitely want eyes, mouth, and eyebrows. Ooh, I could put my eyebrows on there. Fucking yeah. So if I get the whole thing like that, Madamus, and then I come to here, will it work to have the item number so it gives me the right item in the collection? I don't think I've noticed that before.
Otherwise, it'll go to the full list of the whole collection. Then you can click in and get the item number. If it's a single item, it's always 0. But yeah, that one has 2 in it.
Okay, so we're pretty sure that it's this one, the upper body, and then I don't think he was wearing the helmet, so that's probably 0. That's probably 1. Okay, so we're gonna comment that out. And then save it, and then go to our scene. And it's still there. Well, the Santa beard is gone. Huh. I must have done something wrong. Is there a way to look up this earn. I know when I'm looking at my collection, I can see it because I own the collection. But is there a way to find out? Because this totally may not be the correct. Because some of these have, they're level 1, they're on Ethereum. This one's on Matic. I guess the chain-based avatars, that's the default stuff. So that leads me to believe that it would be this thing right here. This would be correct. Sorry, I've asked like 5 different questions. First question:
as far as if
why
you're
is
in the
rogue still being
market to
allowed?
be able to
Go
see
ahead.
a URN,
Yeah.
you pretty much just look in the URL, like figure out the contract ID and the item ID. I don't think there's a visual field that shows it. But under the hood, that's how all the wearables are handled. Like for the closet and stuff, I just get like lists of URNs, so then I have to resolve those through another API to get all the metadata, the collection name, the body type, and all of that.
But there's no way for me to go and check and get that metadata so I can find the URN. You do something on the back end for that?
Yeah, it's like another site, like they have like NFT-API. I gotta get the full URL, but then I just copy and paste in the contract ID and the item ID. Here, let me see.
Okay.
But I mean, if you have the URN, you basically just go to Marketplace and copy and paste it in the URL, and it'll load the item for you. That's the easiest way to look it up.
Yeah, I mean that's going that way. I'm just trying to construct. My thinking is the reason why the robe is still showing up. Well, maybe this is it right here. Maybe that's part of it. Because I've taken the clothes off of the.
Yeah, I see that.
Hey.
Okay, so that was it. Nice.
Okay. And I think those are the bomber pants. But I haven't defined any pants, so even though I commented it out, maybe that's what's been loaded up in the scene and it's still there.
Unless those are default pants, I'm not sure. Let me see. I think those are the default
Default
pale
pants?
brown. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Okay. Let's go to because I want to have them do a 2-step or OSNAP is the emote that that was just released today. But let me go back into No, I want to go to Builder. Sorry, Builder. Go to my collection. I'm going to put on a pair of my glasses. Oh, that's in my other browser. Okay. So we'll have them wear some normal wear glasses. Select that, copy it. Okay.
And a neat shortcut is when you're on a line, if you do Alt Shift arrow down, it'll duplicate that line. So like now that you want to put in another URN, if you click on your bottom line, do Alt Shift down arrow. And then you can just copy and paste the different values in there.
Okay, cool. Well, I actually copied the whole thing. Thank you for that shortcut. Okay. Okay. Save that. Oh, and that's in there twice. Shit. Okay. Let's go back to where were we? I have too many browser windows open. Oh, what's going on there? Jesus. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Let's get some pants. What? There are no unique pants? At least for sale. I sense a market opportunity. There's alien legs. Wow. Alien feet. Meh. I could really care less about those. Let's go to Mythic. I'm definitely going to put on some Doki kicks. Ooh, here, we'll do Potion Maker from Wilderness. It'll be
those
quite
are
the
really
eclectic
cool.
mix. Yeah. This has definitely got the seed vibe to it. Okay.
Yeah, I've been wanting to get one of those pants.
Okay. Yeah, I've been saving up my mana though, so I can release my
Same.
collections. I got 3 emotes coming out, and I'm like $30 away. Mana keeps going down, so I'm like, damn. If mana, what's that?
Yeah, so that makes it cost more mana, right? Per
Yep.
publishing. Yeah. Sheesh.
Yeah. Okay, so I go here, go to my preview. Huh. Well, they're wearing my glasses. Josh, are you out there?
I am now.
Dude, are you seeing how easy this is?
I'm not.
Okay. I just remember you were talking to Laster a couple nights ago, just trying to get this to happen. Is this what you were trying to do? You're trying to load it in the scene? Your wearables? To look at it in world?
Yeah, exactly. So I could test like unpublished wearables.
Yeah, okay.
Check that the item ID wasn't 1 or something.
Okay. I'll just change it to 1.
But in the case of like an emote, it would be like the same type of, I would imagine, type of process. You know what I mean? If it wasn't.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna try that next. I'm just gonna get this character totally decked out. What should we put for hair? What Doki hair should we get, guys?
I love the new one with the huge ponytails coming from the buns.
Oh yeah, okay. That was the dumplings, right? I think. Well, whatever. We can find it soon enough. So we're gonna go to head. We're gonna go to hair. And we're gonna go to.
It's a legendary, but you could use a mythic.
Oh, let's go to legendary. Let's get what you were talking about.
I don't think it's for sale. Long dumpling buns.
Yeah, I've got it.
No, it is. It is.
I've got for sale turned off. Well, hell. I don't understand.
I just linked it in the chat. If you just pull
Oh.
it from there.
Thank you. Chatty chat. Oh, this is kind of like her first wearable. Yeah, this is sick. I love this. Okay. And it's RGB hair, so can we define, I'm assuming we can we define the hair color in the SDK for the avatar?
Yeah, I believe so. It's one of the other properties, I think, on the avatar shape.
Okay, so Shift Alt down arrow to get this to copy and go down one?
Yep.
Okay. Well, we'll
And it's
just see.
item 0.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, look at that. So cool. Oh my god, this is so much fun. It's like I'm playing dress up. Okay. So do I put it in here with avatar shape? Or do I put it here next? Go ahead.
Yeah, probably next to wearables and body
Mhm.
shape at the same level as those.
Mm-hmm. So you say other? Well, if you could just point me to the documentation so I don't have to keep asking you
let me
like 50
see.
questions.
No, I don't mind answering
Okay.
questions. I
All
enjoy
right.
it.
Thanks, man.
Um,
Appreciate you.
I was trying to pull it up here. So how can we?
While you're doing that, I'm going to keep looking.
So
Oh, go
if
ahead.
you hold down Control
Mm-hmm.
and click on avatar shape,
Okay.
and then now on that line 32 there, all the way
Mhm.
on the right inside the less than greater than, there it says
Mhm.
PB avatar shape.
Mm-hmm. Copy
Control and click on that.
Okay. Shouldn't I go to the resource? There we go.
Yep,
Okay.
click it. Yep, and now this describes all the properties that you have available when you're making an avatar shape. So this is
Okay.
another way where you can look kind of in the code for the
Mhm.
documentation by control
Yeah.
clicking like through the objects. So in this
Okay.
case, there's hair color,
Mhm.
and you give it a color 3 object is what it's saying. So now go back to the file where you set up your avatar shape,
Okay.
and then put in body color, or sorry, hair color as a property.
Capital C. Okay, I think I copied it. I think I could just paste it in here. Okay. So here, where it says undefined, I put the color.
Yeah, so now you would do
Hex value?
It has to be in a color 3 object. So you would do uppercase C OLOR color 3 and then dot. And then did it show with some autocomplete options? Color 3, like you can do color 3 dot green for some shortcuts.
Okay.
Otherwise, you would do new color 3, and then you would pass in the hex values as parameters.
Okay, well, there's some things that I have to do here. Extract to constant is what the fuck?
Dang, I can't see. Oh, okay, it's coming in now. Okay.
Here, you know what? Let me
yeah.
up my screen resolution.
Yeah, I see. It just came in. So, yeah, don't put it under wearables. Move it to the line above wearables. Yeah, copy
Okay.
from there. Bring it up, because that's technically inside the wearables. Yeah, but then just grab that bracket at the end.
Okay.
And oh, looks like some of it got scrambled. So
yeah, I'll just do this. I'll just cut
yeah,
and paste.
cut that out. There you go. And then just
Does this have to go here?
it could go. The spacing doesn't matter. That's just
Okay.
the start of the array with all the URNs in it. Yep.
Okay.
And now you can take off everything to the right of the colon. That just tells you the definition. Take that part off. and you could leave that, but it's actually uppercase G, I believe.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, so
you-
here, do I need a comma?
yes, and then take
Okay.
off that other color 3 and the beam, the bar there. Yeah,
The
take
vertical
off-
pipe? Okay.
and the
Okay.
question mark.
Okay. What's the question mark for?
The question mark is with TypeScript, what we just looked at before,
Mm-hmm.
is the quote unquote type. So that describes like what properties you would use in this create. When it has a question mark, it means it's an optional property, so you don't need to include it. When you're
Okay.
defining a type, if it doesn't have that, you have to always have that value.
Cannot find color 3. Did you mean color 4? Maybe. We'll try 4. Oh, that really fucked it up.
Just take off the green for now.
Okay.
And backspace one more time.
Uh-huh.
And then put another period. Sometimes it... Why isn't it finding colors?
Cannot find name. Okay.
You can do color 4. It's color 4. Oh, well, it needs a color 3, though.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you need to do decentraland.common.color3. Sure.
Okay.
Mm,
Do I need to import color 3 from here? Up at the top here.
possibly.
Well, we'll try that. I could just import it up here. Cannot find that.
Yeah, take that second half off.
This part right here. From?
Yeah. Backspace a little. Let me see. Yeah, take that off. Take everything up from import just so we get the autocomplete from the start. Yeah, so bracket or like curly bracket or sorry, whatever it was. What are those ones called?
Curly brackets. Mustache brackets.
Mustaches. Yeah. Now type C O L O.
Yeah, it's not giving me an autocomplete at all. Okay. Let's.
Here, I'll send you the import here. It's pulling up on my.
Oh, hi, Boost has already got it.
Okay. Here's the chat. Yep, it's in the math package. And that's just
Okay,
complaining because it's already imported or something.
Convert named imports to namespace import. Should I?
No, just remove vector 3 from there. You might already be importing it above because it looks like you're using it up there.
Okay.
And now on line 46, yeah, type the dot. So you get the, there you go. And now you have some presets there, gray, green, black.
Oh, it doesn't like that still.
Okay.
Remove the comma. Okay, thank you. From the import. Remove the comma from the import.
At the end of color 3 on line 40, maybe that's throwing it off.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Where's Skylar's column? Is it back there with her stuff?
Maybe.
I have some extra paper.
I just give it to her this morning.
Yeah, I'll do that. It's not important.
Yeah, it's who knows where she put it.
Okay, come on, Skylar. Come on, Skylar.
Okay. Now, Remove the comma from the import on line 4. Oh, you can even.
So you just need parentheses. Like make it so it's calling a function. Like on color 3 dot green after it, just.
Oh. Like that?
Yeah, but on line 46, not that one.
Okay. So here?
Yeah. Yep, there you go.
Okay. Come on, green hair. Woohoo! Oh. Okay. So we've got some dokey hair, we've got some normal wear glasses. Let's put on well, let's hear from the peanut gallery. What kind of shoes do you guys want to put on? Hey, Lisbeth, can you type out what kind of shoes you'd like our avatar to wear? Or maybe Zom or Josh or somebody exist if you're still there.
Any shoes?
What kind of shoes?
I said you can do like any shoes that are in the
Any
market.
shoes. Any shoes that are in the realm of the marketplace, man. The market is our oyster.
Let me see the avatar again. They got to match. They got to go with. Oh, okay.
No, they don't.
Then cowboy boots it is.
Cowboy boots it is.
Well, okay, I appreciate that. I don't think the cowboy boots are gonna be the poofy pants. They need to be
Either that or cube band. If cube band shoes are available, those
Yeah.
are hot tonight.
They totally are. So let's go. What are they called? Glitch? What are they called? There's so many like of any item in Decentraland, shoes are there's just so many. Oh, let's do the new pink fluffy heels.
Second item.
What's that?
Second row, second item is cube man.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and he's the last. He's got yellow pair too up there.
This one right here?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Oh, shit. What is it? Control Alt? Oh.
Alt Shift.
Okay. Thank you. Oh my god, that's awesome.
That's amazing.
Okay. I think we got enough on the character. So now let's go get an emote, because this is like chef's kiss. This is why we're here. We're trying to put the emote on it. So we go to emotes, go to OSnap. Wow, Zom, respect. Thank you so much for purchasing so many of the OSnaps. Okay. So if we go in here, my guess is PB avatar shape would have something to do with emo. There it is. Okay. So now I need to copy this, go into index. Oh, it's already there.
That one. Yeah.
Hayabusa already put it there. I tried for a bunch of things with it, but no luck so far, though. Okay. Can we? So we type in PB avatar shape dot emotes, and then when it says string, is that where we put like this sort of thing?
Yeah, this is telling you what the values in emote should be a string array. The brackets means array. So it's a list of string values. So
Okay.
same format as wearables.
Okay.
So yeah, if you just copy and paste one of the URNs and then put the emote in it, yeah, back there.
And I just need one, so.
Yep.
Okay, so I go here, and then here. He's not there.
Well, you're not adding it to your backpack, but is the avatar shape doing that emote now?
Oh, no. Oh, you're right, because I looked at my backpack and I didn't add it to me. It should be, as you said, yeah, the avatar shape should be doing that emote. Is there a command that I need to give it to like do an emote?
There might be, I'm looking now. Okay, yeah, it says to play animations, set the expression trigger ID string to the name of the animation you want to play, but it's not a default one, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
Maybe we can pass the URN. Let's try that. So let's see.
Well, before we do that, Madamus, can we just have it play a default emote?
Yeah. So there's another property on the avatar shape, and I'll paste it in now. Oh,
I think
yeah,
Hayabusa's already got it.
beam into it. Nice, thank you.
Hayabusa has been down this road. Okay, and then I put it up here.
Yeah, anywhere is
Or does
okay.
it, I could
As
put
long
it.
as it's at the same level of the other properties, it could be at the top or the bottom.
Okay. Didn't like that. Oh, there's a comma.
Blurry. Yeah, make sure there's a no comma. I mean, make sure there is a comma before it, and
okay. Sweet. Okay. Hi, gang. What do you know?
Welcome back.
dancing with too much.
My screen crashed. Okay. Okay, so before I asked us to do this, you were talking about what you found in the documentation, Madamus.
Yeah, I had found that property, the expression trigger ID, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe it doesn't say how to trigger a custom emote, but maybe if we just put the URN instead of dance, it might trigger it.
Okay.
Otherwise, it might not be able to do custom emotes. Might just have built-in functionality.
Yeah, that was the question. Oh, what did my notes say? Because we asked this, or Lastrom asked it. I asked it. I forget. Yeah, I can't find it in my notes. If Lastrom were here, or maybe Josh, were you in that AMA? Do you remember?
No,
Okay. Well, whatever. Let's try it. Because they answered the question. No, it's not working. Okay. Yeah, I think it was a it depends sort of thing, or it's coming. I remember getting excited, but I don't know if that excitement was because eventually it'll be here or it's already there, but whatever.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think that was an eventual thing where like they talked about the like pulling of a lever or something where you'll be able to like trigger more
oh,
stuff on the player too. But that
yeah.
was with their newer avatar system that they're working on or something.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, this has been going now for 5 hours. Not quite, maybe 4.5, because we started late. But I am I'm hungry. I need to stop. But this is so cool. Thank you so much, Madamus. Thank you, Hayabusa. Thank you, Unknower. Thank you, Lastrom. Thank you, Existence and Sinful and Zom and Josh and CK and everybody else that's tuning into this after the fact. Appreciate you. And 2023 is the year of the creator, so let's get out there and start creating, as Brandon Manis likes to say.
And thank
Brandon
you,
10.
And thank
Yeah.
you, Job.
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure. All right, Sinful.
I'll probably close it out for now,
Yeah.
so I can go get eat
Go
eat
get something to
myself.
eat. Yeah. Okay. All right, man. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. This was awesome.
Yeah, I'd say a very successful first outing. We'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
What's up, Sam? Ugh. Do I have anyone to raid anywhere? No, I don't.